All right, we are recording, guys. Welcome to everyone that showed up live. Thank you so much for showing up. I know this is kind of short notice. Told you guys maybe 48-hour notice about this call, and I really appreciate you guys showing up. To everyone out there watching the replay, I know how it is. It's okay. I won't take it hard or anything. But I am having an encore call because this did get filled up really, really fast, and I didn't expect it to get filled up that fast, or I didn't know if it was going to be filled up to the top, to the brim, where I couldn't take any more registrants. So I made an encore call for everyone that didn't get to make it. Okay. Today we're going to talk about a new direction I'm going in, and I want to keep you guys updated throughout my journey, really. So that's really what this is all about. A lot of you guys got the email where, hey guys, I quit, and that's really the direction I'm going in. And since I'm here live on call, I can pretty much, let me go ahead and show my screen before I get started here. Yes, Alfred, let me go ahead and show my screen. All right. Cool. So you guys see my screen, right? Well, that's not where I want to go. Can you guys see my screen? Yes. Okay. How do I start the slides here? This is new. I'm first time setting up my little slideshow thing here on Google. Huh. I have no clue. Let's not worry about it. All right, anyway, let's jump right into the presentation. As I say, basically what I have you guys here tonight for is because I'm making an exit in the informational product market. It was a long run. I had a great time, a rough time as well. There's ups and downs in the market, and there's a few reasons why I just want to take a step back. I just want to focus in on what I'm doing right now, which is e-com, t-shirt selling t-shirts and selling other random knickknacks and things like that, useful things, just selling whatever I can on Shopify, and up to now I've been using Teespring, and we're going to talk about that as well today. But I wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate everyone that's followed me over the years. Now, I've had some people that's been with me for a few years now, and that's pretty powerful. I think I've done my part in adding value to the market with like cutting edge kind of creative things. That's always kind of been where I went with my teaching style. Like, I never wanted to stay in the area of only teaching brand new people super basic stuff that you can find on YouTube. And I see a lot of these guys now just sticking in that area, and everything that comes out, every product that comes out, not everyone, by the way, but for a lot of these guys, every product that comes out, it says the same stuff over and over, and it's the same kind of basic stuff, so it's like they're addressing the new people that are coming onto their list and not really progressing and releasing cutting edge techniques. And that's kind of what I noticed years ago, and I really wanted to change that, and I think I did a pretty good job. But I want to move into a bigger direction. In the first email I said I want to move more into like the bigger guys, like the Grant Cardones, Gary V's, those big guys. And I know I'm nowhere near their level at all. I'm still young. I haven't made hundreds of millions of dollars, but I think I can add value to the people that came from my place and that are in my place. I came from literally nothing, so I think I do have an interesting story that people will be interested in hearing how I came from literally nothing, not really, struggling a lot, and growing up not having a real role model to look up to, no mother really, no father, growing up with my grandparents, and kind of having that rough upbringing, and turning that into growing up seeing everyone poor, and turning into something pretty good. Like I said, I haven't made hundreds of millions, nowhere near it yet, but I've done quite well with just selling t-shirts, and that's what I want to focus on from here on out. Okay, but I wanted to drop one last gem on the marketplace and really sit on this one and promote this one out and put my all into it, because this is something that I really wanted to do for a long time. And basically what it is me talking the talk, walking the walk. Um, you know, basically you can put out a course, and no matter what, at the end of the day, the people that's consuming the course, they can consume it and take it a different way than someone else, and then they'll put up shirts that's not following the quality that we talk about in the course, right? And you can never find this out until you look deep into the specific case by case matter. If I don't have the time to do that. There's 100 people on this call right now. I don't have the time to look at 100 people case by case every t-shirt that they're launching to really see if they're getting it, they're grasping it. But I can do it for them. Well, not for them, but I can do it in front of them and show them, look, okay, this is the system, right? This is the system. This is the most updated system I'm using right now to sell t-shirts every day on Facebook with Facebook ads. Okay. It's wrapped up in a like serious package, 70 plus page PDF, and I'm talking about there's no fluff in there at all. So it's like actionable, practical, do this, do that, make sure you're focusing in on these tasks right here and knock it out. Okay. So it's like refined down into into exactly what you need to focus on, but it's 70 plus pages for the PDF. So it's kind of, extended, but everything inside of it is so important that I had to really get into the details and nitty gritty. Okay. The details, that's what matters. That's what makes winners. That's what separates winners from losers. Seriously, like paying attention to the details. I've always preached this. Paying attention to the details is something that I learned in the Navy, but you have to practice this. You have to practice paying attention to the details. And I see so many people just they're not good at it. So and you have to, if you're not good at it, you have to understand and admit it to yourself that you're not good at it, so you can start practicing. If you see a design and you're looking at it, you have to notice the details of that design. Notice the font choice that they're using. Notice how far away the words are from each other. Notice how far the lines are from each other. How far they're spaced from each other. Notice how it's set up. Notice when you look at a concept, notice the theme of the concept. Is it the buyer emotion? Is it LOL, or is it more of a pride soft spot? Okay, it's LOL. Well, go deeper. Is it a sexual innuendo? Is it wordplay? There are specific themes within each of the buyer emotions. These are all details. Okay, this is all what we get into. And this is just a bomb on the t-shirt marketing community, in my opinion. I really want to come in and just destroy anything that ever released in the t-shirt space and really put out that t-shirt marketing Bible and really push it hard beyond you guys, beyond my list, beyond whatever affiliates I get to help promote it. I mean, I'm really going to push this to people that want to get involved in entrepreneurship, period. Someone said they never heard of those guys, Gary V, Grant Cardone, which is fine. They're more so in the business side, business development, stuff like that. But they have a huge following, way bigger than me, hundreds of thousands of fans. And I want to kind of get into that space and add even more practical information, because those guys, they're cool with the motivation, they're cool with the business stuff, but they're still not super practical. And Gary V, if you guys, anyone here knows who that guy is, he's really good. But the information he gives out is really basic. It's really simple. Take something from eBay, repost it on Amazon, and take the profit. Go to your local yard sale, post it on eBay. Super simple stuff, and it's stuff that can work if you hustle your butt off, right? But it's super elementary stuff. And I want to come in and give the unique twist that I've brought to the info product market for the last few years. All right, so get a drink and we're going to go ahead and jump into this small, short slide presentation. I'm really trying to get away from slide presentations and just do more talking from the heart and give you guys what it is. But we're going to go ahead and hop into this presentation. 1 second. Okay. One more time, let me see if I can, how do I get this thing full screen here? Anybody know? Any Google guys know? This is my first Google presentation here. It's pretty crazy. I maybe should have tested this out. Full screen? No. Well, I think this is good enough. Let's see if anyone answered my question first. No, okay. Forget it. Let's jump in here. All right, so TeeLIVE. TeeLIVE is my new concept. It's my idea of just something that's just gonna crush it. It's not a product. It's a product, but it's a product and a program, and it's pretty much me saying, look, I know you guys. I know some people are struggling, and even if you're not struggling, you may not be where you want to be. This is for the newbie who hasn't sold a t-shirt yet, that hasn't launched a t-shirt yet. This is for the newbie that has been launching and hasn't had a sale yet and doesn't know what's going on. This is for the expert that's doing pretty well but wants to take it to the next level. Okay, guys, I've made over $350,000 since launching Commission Bubble on t-shirts only, and I'm running multiple businesses at a time. I have 2 other Shopify brands, so it's not just my focus on t-shirts, but that's where I want to take it because I know it's the easiest way to enter into this game, into the e-com game, especially since it's usually handled by a third party, and that's what we're going to talk about. All of that stuff is inside of the course, and inside of it I really take a left turn with that, with the actual provider that we're going to use, what's the best way to go, and I'm really basing everything off of what's the best thing to do for you guys. Seriously. No romantic relationships. I've always had a romantic relationship with Teespring. I talk about this in the course, but I've had a romantic relationship with a lot of different things, and that's hurt me recently. It's made me lose a lot of money, and I'm not going to do that here, especially not for my last, stab at the, dropping a product until I move into, more legit, bigger things, not legit, but bigger things like, trying to write my first book and trying to eventually move into the space where I can get paid to speak and stuff like that. I'm really going to crush it in the t-shirt space. So if you are interested in t-shirts, selling t-shirts at all, I mean, this is literally what you guys have been looking for. Okay, so I'm going to give you the system, and I'm going to walk the walk live, and show you everything. I kind of got inspiration from some other guys in the space, in the e-com space that's doing something similar to this. I'm not going to say the name. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, but they're doing something similar in the e-com space where it's like starting from scratch. We're building up a brand on Shopify and going out and finding the products and sourcing the products and launching the ads and stuff like that. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I did get inspiration from that, but I've been thinking about this for a while. They did push me in the right direction because I think I could do a lot better. Honestly, I'm in the program, and I think I can just really crush and do a lot better in the t-shirt space. So here we are in TeeLIVE. Let me stop running my mouth, okay? The mission for TeeLIVE is to build a successful t-shirt business from the ground up live, hence the name TeeLIVE. Okay, so I didn't really want to get super creative with the name. TeeLIVE was there, and I thought it was pretty cool. So the t-shirt game is definitely changing, guys. Surprise, surprise, the t-shirt game is no longer the way it was in its heyday. When Teespring first emerged on the scene, the t-shirt game was a lot different. It was a lot easier. You could sell boring, bland t-shirts that were as simple as, hey, this girl loves her pug, or this girl is a nurse. Simple, straightforward statements. And back in the day, those were good concepts. They worked. Believe it or not, people are still launching those kind of concepts, flooding the market, and it'll be better if everyone put out better content, better shirts, and stop this. So this information could benefit everyone, and if everyone starts putting out less super low old school quality things like this, I think personally it'll help everyone collectively. Um, so today's game requires much more skill. Okay, you can't just throw up an old boring concept, throw crap at the wall, and see what sticks. That does not work anymore. It can work if you have $3 billion tucked away to just waste on Facebook ads. Sure, go ahead and try that. But if you are trying to watch your money, which I'm sure a lot of you are, because I'm still trying to watch my money, I'm still not happy paying 50 cents for a like. It's not going to happen. So you definitely have to start increasing that skill and finding those quality concepts and just having that gauge, that mental gauge to where you know what's quality and what's not. And that's all based on, the qualification system that, is in the course that I've teach. There's updates to it, but there's a real strict qualification system that you want to follow when deciding on concepts. And you have to keep that in front of you on your desk so you can see it every time before you send it off to the designer. As I always say, when you're looking for a t-shirt to launch, if you say yes, okay, I want this, I want to try this, right then you spent money or time because you have to send it to a designer and get it designed, which is money, or you have to design it yourself, which is time, and that's serious. That's real serious right there. If you're designing it yourself, that's going to take a good 20, 30 minutes at the minimum from your day. Okay, that's why in the course I do recommend getting someone to help you with things like design and things that aren't directly connected to making the money. And all of that stuff is very, very important, no matter if you're a newbie or an expert. So you've got to realize when we drop an ad into someone's new feed here, they aren't expecting it. It's like almost cold traffic, but since they like the fan pages that we're targeting, it's like lukewarm traffic. It's not 100% cold traffic, which is the good thing. It's lukewarm. They're interested in what we're talking about more than likely if we target it right enough, good enough, which in the course we talk about mastery. In each phase we're talking about mastering the phase. I'm going out and I want to make people master each moving part of the t-shirt business. There's multiple moving parts of the t-shirt business. We'll look at that as we look into the course in a little bit. But there's multiple moving parts to the t-shirt business. Most people are there touching every moving part. That's a big mistake. It takes a lot of time away from where you're supposed to be focusing on. That's just a handful of moving parts, tasks that you need to focus on as the CEO, as the owner of the business, as the person in charge. And a lot of people have that twisted. So we'll go over that in a little bit. So it's cold traffic. So when we're hitting them, it has to be something that they just stop what they're doing. First of all, they're in their newsfeed for what? They're looking at their friend's life, right? They're looking to be entertained by something that their friends have going on. They're scrolling their thumb, which is, as time passes, it's becoming more and more use of your thumb because most of your traffic is going to be coming from mobile. They're scrolling and looking for stories from their friends, and you hit them, right? Your shirt, just because it has something to do with something that they're passionate about, it doesn't mean that it's going to catch their attention. It has to be good. It has to be a good product. It has to be a good concept. First it starts with the concept, then it goes to the design, okay? Concept is more important than any of them because concept is the message. So I still stand by that. Concept is king. It's the most important. It carries the emotion, it carries the message, and then you have to have a solid design to transmit that message. Okay, but when you smack them on their newsfeed unexpectedly, your shirt has to evoke an emotion from them that makes them want to stop what they're doing. That for a minute they suspend their care about their friends. They don't care about what their friends are talking about anymore. They're looking at your ad. Okay, for this to happen, you have to hit an emotion. That's what my system is based on, really trying to dig into the emotion of buyers. So understand this. In this business, we aren't just selling t-shirts. We're selling compliments to people's personality and lifestyle. Huge stuff. Huge right there. It's not just a t-shirt. It's what's on the t-shirt. It's what the t-shirt's saying. We have an innate, just urge to express ourselves in public, right? In a right way with t-shirts. And that's the best way to do it. Describe their personality. This is why I like to look at people on a case-by-case basis, which is so overlooked. Everyone wants to look at the big robot situation and everyone in a 50,000 foot view and never really come down and look at the person by person in each niche. I like to look at and dissect person by person in each niche because they're the expert, and you can just extract so much data from them that wasn't available years ago, before Facebook, before all the social stuff. It wasn't available back in the day. So I just feel like now we have so much data available that people just don't know what to do with it. So they don't use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's what I always heard, something like that. But basically, you want to hit your shirt, the message that your shirt is putting out, it has to really hit on their personality. So it has to describe them. We're descriptors. We're trying to describe them. And if we can describe them well enough to the point where they see our shirt and they say, whoa, this was made for me, they will buy your shirt. Okay, so try to get as close as that as possible. Try to always get as close to that as possible. This was made for me. Those one of the questions that you need to ask yourself in the qualification phase. So what does this mean for you that the t-shirt game is changing? It means that you have to make some changes. Now that more and more people are trying to sell t-shirts, you got to be a step ahead of them at all times. As I said, the game is there's a lot of people in the t-shirt game, but most of them they're still launching This Girl Is a Bug. Like they're behind, super behind. I take pride on the people that follow me having access to information that's like ahead of the curve or cutting edge, and that's why I really want to move into that space, because I think I have an eye for that kind of stuff and a real out of the box kind of creative personality. So look for that kind of stuff. So basically, it all comes back to the quality of your concepts, basically. So if you're still launching the old boring concepts that don't carry emotion, I can guarantee your success ratio is super low. It's probably 1 in 20 or something like that. A shirt goes on to tip, right? Which sucks, right? It's not good. You want a decent success ratio, and you have to work towards that. You have to be patient towards while you're working towards your goal, and not complain if it doesn't hit too fast. I've literally seen some people complain after launching 3 shirts. 3 shirts, like literally launching 3 shirts, none of the 3 sold, and I get an email saying this isn't working. And we're talking about a business that can turn you into a millionaire here. Like it's mind blowing. And I try to understand it, but I don't, because I worked hours and hours in the beginning when Teespring first launched. And, I was one of the first few to do it. So there weren't courses out. I couldn't really follow a system. I had to learn by trial and error. And I sucked. I sucked for a long time. Listen, I launched like 40 shirts and didn't sell anything. Now, that's a lot more than 3 shirts, right? So it really comes down to how bad you want it. Okay, this is a business that really breeds millionaires, so treat it like one. Don't think that just everyone's gonna become an overnight success. Some people's gonna take time. Some people's gonna take a couple weeks. Some people may take a couple months. Some people may take a year or more. And no matter what, it's gonna be worth it. Compared to working a day job or just having a little bit of money. Regardless, it's going to be worth it no matter how long it takes, really. So it's like, put your head down and play the long game. Be prepared to play the long game, but follow this system here because I'm telling you that it is the shortest route. It is the downhill route. All right, so the exact qualification system I use day in and day out is broken down in the course, but figuring out the latter takes a bit of research, and that is what to look for, and knowing what to look for. I didn't read that part. So knowing what to look for in the concept, all that stuff is pretty much, it comes down to research, pretty much, like, and really putting in that real grind research, putting in the hours and paying attention to detail again. And you just have to know where to look. So knowing what to look for in the concept comes from doing proper niche research, and this is what we also cover during Mastering Niches phase, because this is always going to be niche specific. So every time you get into a niche, you want to build out a niche profile. You want to know something about a niche before you get into it, so you don't just launch something that's just old and bland. You get into a niche, you want to know what makes them tick. You can get in, sure, you can just get in and try an old cookie cutter concept, get into a new niche and just say, never underestimate the power of blank blank, just to make it, play it easy. But that's being lazy. That's trying to cut corners. And though those cookie cutter concepts like that work from time to time, it takes some work to get it to work. It takes you finding a niche that hasn't been tapped into yet. It really takes testing. It's not easy, so I prefer to go for those concepts that really describe a particular person within a niche. And if you're describing a diehard fan of a niche, if you're describing, just imagine a person, imagine a cat lover, whatever, she's 53 years old, she has 6 cats. Imagine her, Diane, right? And if you describe her exactly, and she's a diehard cat fan lover, then you're describing a huge amount of people. That's why I like to go in person by person and really see what people like person by person, hence the extreme targeting technique that birth, and hence a lot of other things that I do inside of that area. So, mastery through phases. The TeeLIVE system is my most updated, refined t-shirt selling system that I've been using to pull in consistent 6 figures per month with t-shirts alone. This is outside of my Shopify brands, in which I've yet to really move over to that, but more on that later. This system focuses on mastering the most essential moving parts of the t-shirt business by moving in phases. Okay, each phase focuses only on the most important pieces of the puzzle, and the aim is to master each phase one by one. So we move in phases. You'll see exactly what I mean later. The PDF is broken down into phases. The video course will be broken down in phases. Videos aren't done yet. At the finish, we're cutting a few of them and then uploading them. But they're broken down in phases, and each phase, the idea is to master the phase, not half-ass the phase, not be okay at the phase, but to master it. And the phases are the moving parts that you need to focus on. So we talk about exactly how to focus in on each phase and figure it out for your business and work it out so your business is in the best position to succeed with the system. Okay, so the first phase is mastering time. Okay, very, very important phase. And pretty much I go into why it's important to master your time every day. I just saw a status the other day that said, I wish it was more hours in the day. I commented and said, you just need to make every minute count, right? And literally, people say that, okay, yeah. But no, seriously, every minute, be viable about your minutes and what you're doing in those minutes. And that all comes back to focusing on what's directly connected to the money as well. Okay, that's mastering time. And we really get into detail then with that. And then we jump into the specifics, setting yourself up to win, setting yourself up to win with niches, setting yourself up to win with concepts and targeting. So we're talking about mastering niches, mastering concepts, mastering targeting, and then mastering the actual process of launching ads. Pretty crazy. Each phase is just as important as the next. Mastering just one of these phases will definitely have a great impact on your business, but the magic comes into play when you find a way to master all of them, right? So here are the phases again. Mastering time is phase 1. Mastering niches is phase 2. Mastering targeting is phase 3. Mastering concepts is phase 4. Mastering ads is phase 5. Okay, 5 phases, and this is literally based off the way I coach my coaching students. Okay, so this is huge stuff here. Like literally, to let you know, I charge a lot for my personal coaching. It's a lot of time. I put a lot of time into it, and this is based on the setup of my personal coaching. We move in these phases. The only thing that's different is the mastering time phase, because it's just different how it's set up in my coaching. We talk about that in the beginning of the session and everything, but it's not really an official phase. The phases are niches, targeting, concepts, and ads, and it's in that order. I threw in the mastering time because that, it's perfect. It's a perfect chapter for everyone out here that's having trouble getting a lot of work done, and it works perfect with the system. But all of these phases are in order, so you might wonder why it's like a certain order: the niches, targeting, then concepts, then mastering ads. So basically, you want to master each of these before moving to the next, and you can do it quickly, so it's not going to take a lot of your time. But I'm going to show all of this in the TeeLIVE program, the actual program, mastering each of these phases. But inside the course and inside the video series, I talk about each phase and how to pretty much focus in and put your all into it, so you set yourself up to win in the future. And then at the end of it, you have so much time on your hands that all you have to do is focus on ads, and then you're in the game. If all you have to do is focus on ads, and that's what your basic workday looks like, you launching ads, you're going to be in a good position. Okay, so let's see. All right, your goal with TeeLIVE. All right, so this is what I want you guys to do with this program, with this product. Not only will you receive a detailed system to follow, which is a PDF, as I said, over 70 pages, and a video course, which is, this is just a thing that I do. I don't know. Go out there, see if anyone does this. I don't think you can find anyone. They might have a quick start PDF or something. This is literally a PDF, like I'm launching a PDF only version, and it's the full thing, and then a video course like I'm launching the video course version. And I did it with Commission Bubble. People loved it. I haven't seen anyone do it, so if you know anyone that does that, let me know. But super valuable stuff there. PDF, full course, plus the video course for people that like to watch visually. I strongly suggest you do both. There's going to be stuff that I say in the PDF that I don't say in the video course, and vice versa. And you have to catch everything. You have to master all of this stuff. And you can watch me put into action every step of the way. Learning in this manner is 10 times as effective as just following a course on your own and just kind of hoping you're doing things right. You get to see my winners, see my losers, see how I react to things, and all the way down to the nitty-gritty detail. Your goal with this program should be to use the system and the program to help you build your own consistent at least six-figure t-shirt business within the next few months. And that's for some shooting super high, but I think it's shooting very reasonable. 6 figures per year with t-shirts, I think is very, very reachable for anyone. It's just about having the right system to follow, the right people behind you, and my entire career launching products, I've been trying to find the right thing. What haven't I said? And the only thing I haven't said, the only thing I haven't done is go out there and do it on camera and show you guys every step of the way, so you can see what I'm doing and go out there and replicate it yourself. All right, so let's get into a little bit more detail. All right, so TeeLIVE schedule. This is pretty much the schedule. Today's July 5th, and the sneak peek for my list only for my following. And July 12th, we open up to the public. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to be mainly promoting via webinar or have a traditional launch style. This is what I'm going to be figuring out this week. But regardless, on July 12th, this will be opening to the public. You guys have the fresh start, fall start, or whatever I'm trying to say. And pretty much you can really attack this before anyone gets a chance to get in. And if it is webinar, if I am going to be selling via webinar, it's going to be a lot slower process and really doing webinars while I'm actually running the program. The program starts on the 19th, and that's actually when I start the first phase, phase 1. I start mastering time. And I'm framing this like I'm starting fresh, like I'm not going into it like I have tons of money to burn. I'm framing it as if I'm like the average person that will be consuming the course. Like, I don't have tons of money to waste. I don't have a whole lot of data to I have all this stuff. I have the data. I have interest listed. I have money to burn. I have niches and interests and all the data, niche profiles. I have that stuff, but I'm going to start from scratch, right? So I want you to see it from scratch instead of me just bringing in what I already have. I want you to see it happening from scratch because that's where a lot of people are coming from, and I think it's going to be most valuable that way. So starting on July 19th, we start the actual live program. Now, before this, July 12th through July 19th is going to be just promo, but everything will be available here, the program, the product, the PDF, the video course. You guys can get started with that, but the actual live program, which I'm starting to coin TeeLIVE Hustle, the hustle or something like that, starts July 19th, and that's where we start phase 1. July 21st, we do phase 2. July 25th, mastering targeting. July 28th, mastering concepts. And August 1st, we start really hitting the ground, launching ads, and you guys will get to see what's happening real time, no filter, right? 100% transparency there. So that's the timeline, and I'm really excited. Like, it's one of the biggest things that I've ever put together in my career. The biggest thing, really. I mean, I'm literally doing what I've been thinking should have been done a long time ago. Like, have a program where I launch the product, but not just stop there. I do it for you, in front of you, and let you watch the failures. Let you watch what I do to respond to the failures. Let you watch the winners. And people don't want to show this stuff. People do not want to show their winning t-shirts, right? It's a thing. Like, you don't want to get copycats, right? So it's understandable. But I'm putting all that away for this one last time, trying to be 100% transparent here so I can teach as much as possible. All right, so real quick, let's look at a TeeLIVE preview we can run through. Let's see, where are we here? Okay. All right, so here is the inside of the TeeLIVE membership area. As you can see right now, it's pretty bare. As I said, videos will be here, and they're not quite done yet. I still have to knock out a few videos from phase 4 or 5, but those will be done within the next couple of days. And everything will be here, right? So it's a very simple setup. You get here. TeeLIVE, the hustle with the actual live program will be here, and I will be uploading just videos of every step of the program process. When I go and find the ideas, I'm actually going to find them live in the video, and I'm actually going to do the targeting live. I'm going to do everything live and upload all that stuff here at TeeLIVE, but all this will be the actual program. Okay, here's the PDF, and that's the actual, that's some content we can take a look at right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right, so live inside the TeeLIVE PDF, you can look here as you can see 1 of 73. So as I said, this is not a quick start PDF. This is not something that's just going to really quickly go over an overview of the system. There's people that like to read. There's people that like to watch videos. And I know I personally like both, so I included both. And again, I strongly suggest you first read through the course, read through the PDF here, and then go through the PDF, go through the videos, and you'll have a full scope of everything and be in the best position to start freaking crushing and mastering things, okay? So I get right into it, no fluff. As I said, look at my intro page, 2 pages, a page and a half. That's my intro, okay? That's all the intro of 73 pages. There's no playing games here. It's all about what do you need to do right now? What do you need to start doing to start succeeding with t-shirts? And the first line, this will be my last course. Again, yes, last course, last informational product, and I'm moving into bigger things, just bigger dreams. I like this space. I still will be around providing value to you guys through email, through my Facebook, and really trying to, grow my brand from the ground up. Okay, so here's the PDF, 73 pages. Let me just do a quick skim through the entire thing one time just so you can see the amount of stuff that's in this. Look at this, right? I'll be scrolling for a minute. See each phase here popping up. The phase 5, mastering ads. All right. Ended off with an actual plan of action, literally simplified down to the terms. I actually tell you my actual schedule on the day-to-day when I focus on t-shirts, and ended off with this actual plan of action. And this is really going to bring everything together and make it clear for you so you know exactly what to move, what to do, where to move, and where to go. No matter where you are, if you're a newbie or an expert, you're going to be ready to hit the ground running. And I pretty much wrap up with this section here, and this is what I want to talk about before we move on with the slide, where to sell. So this is the last 2 pages right here, and this is one of the biggest updates to what I'm doing. One of the areas the directions I'm facing, and where I would suggest you guys to face as well with the system. Okay. So I'm just actually going to read this really quickly to you guys. I think I put it really well here. So if you don't mind being read to, here we go. I know it's kind of weird, but all right. So one of the biggest mistakes I've made in the past year or so is having a romantic relationship with Teespring. This is kind of what I talked about earlier. I started my business on Teespring and ran most of my t-shirts through their platform over the past few years. Recently, I slowly began to move away from Teespring, and right before wrapping up this course, I wanted to include this last section to make a suggestion based on me wanting you to win. Okay, I suggest moving away from Teespring. If you are still with Teespring, I suggest moving away from Teespring and moving to Shopify and fulfilling your own t-shirts with either Gearbubble Dropship Program or CustomCat. Okay, and hear me out. I'll tell you exactly why. No fluff, clear terms. Okay. My romantic relationship with Teespring blinded me for a while, but I knew there were better options out there the entire time. It just took me a while to open my eyes, right? In order to put you in the best position to succeed, I want to suggest what I feel is the absolute best thing for you to do. Teespring is great. I still use them a lot, and I still, when I'm done with them, I'm still going to use them for certain things because they have it right in certain areas. But there's a lot of things that they don't have it right in, and I don't want to bring you guys into that. And if you're new, then I don't want to start you with Teespring. If you're with Teespring, I want to kind of tell you why to go ahead and make that move. And if you don't care, then cool. If you're just like, hey, how do I make the money? Here we are. If you're wondering who I choose between Gearbubble and CustomCat, if you're just going to focus on t-shirts only, and hoodies and stuff, I would recommend CustomCat. And Gearbubble is great for mugs. They're great for necklaces. But if you're going to focus on t-shirts, which I kind of recommend, I recommend dropping everything you're doing and just focusing on t-shirts until you make it happen, until you have money coming in every single day. And if you're going to do that, I would say CustomCat. Why? All right, one major reason. With other platforms, we lose a lot of buyers because of slow shipping times, okay? Especially with Teespring. Teespring is probably the worst. All right, Teespring, they still have the campaign thing, right? You have to have a 7-day campaign. At the end of the campaign, then they start printing the shirts, and then they start shipping. The customer ends up having to wait 3 weeks for their shirt, right? Who wants to do that? So automatically that makes selling on Teespring a little bit tougher. Teespring back in the day, they were the best option, hands down. But as time moved on, competitors came in, they saw the weak points, and they started cleaning up, okay? And that's one of the biggest things, okay? CustomCat ships out within 24 to 48 hours, every shirt. Now, I don't know how you can get better than that. You can't. Like I say, at least that's what they advertise. Even if they are a few days behind, which they are a few days behind a lot of times, who cares? That's still the best as far as I know. 4 days shipping time. Hey, that's great. The customer will be happy. You can get repeat customers this way. Harder to get repeat customers when the customer has to wait 3 weeks for a shirt. It's not easy, and I know this from experience, trust me. I feel like it's just an easier move, especially if you've been struggling or if you've been struggling, or if you just want to take it to the next level, the big boy level. You're like, what do I need to do to take it to the big boy level? I think this is one of the things to do because of this one point here. You can advertise fast shipping. Like, that's bar none. It's guaranteed that that's the first thing people do. Most people, when they land on your page, they look for shipping information. If they see something that's too long, they run like hell, I'm telling you. So if you can advertise, we ship out within 24 to 48 hours, you're good, right? That's not going to be a reason that you're failing. So that just wipes away one of the reasons, okay? So that is a suggestion for the system, to use CustomCat so you can advertise fast shipping, okay? And like I said, they advertise 24 to 48, so you can advertise 24 to 48, and even if they're a couple days behind, which they get behind, but they also catch up a lot of times and do ship out 24 to 48 hours. I've read a lot of good reviews on CustomCat, so I know for sure at volume they're going to be the better choice as opposed to Teespring. Gear Bubble ships out a little faster than Teespring, but nowhere near as fast as CustomCat. So I'm looking at it like, who ships out fastest? Okay, who has the best cost? All right, boom, 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 boom. What's the best thing to do, right? So I can let you guys know, hey, this is the best thing to do, especially if I'm going to tell you to use a particular system that I came up with. I want you guys to do the best so you can make a lot of money. So you can say, hey, Ezra, you're the man. You help me make a lot of money. That's going to help me. It's going to help my brand, right? I'm not doing it just for that, but I love helping people regardless, and it's really something that drives me. That's why I'm in this game. That's why I want to take it bigger and do more than just products, right? So, all right, let's keep moving. As I say, that alone is a reason to move to them, because it will increase your conversion rate as long as your store is set up correctly to be trusted, which is not hard, and we'll definitely go over it in the video training and in the live, which you guys will get access to 100% free of charge if you go ahead and hop on as early bird today. CustomCat has also received some super good reviews as far as their quality, which is kind of surprising to me. That's one of the things that I kind of sway away from. Like, I hope their quality is good. They have fast shipping, but I hope they're not shipping out crappy shirts, because that's going to mess up the customer retention, and I can't have that, right? You want to build a real business. But they have great quality shirts, so boom, that's 2 out of 2. You guys are really doing something that's giving a lot of competition to Teespring, right? By now, it may sound like I have some kind of relationship with CustomCat. I don't. I know Matt Stefanik runs it, and that's just because I know him around from, Chris Blair. I used to talk to Chris Blair a lot, and I know that's his partner. So, I know who runs it and stuff like that, but I have no idea about what those guys are doing over there. I don't have any connection with them, no affiliate link. I don't care. It's just the best thing to do. Um, So another thing, last but not least, their margins are greater. So this is huge. Currently they have a basic tee for $6, which is ridiculous, like insane. Like the average margin on Teespring is going to be $12 for a t-shirt. So you have $12 to work with your ads. So if you're launching conversion ads, you have a wiggle room of $12 on average for a shirt, right? You get up to $12, you don't want that ad running. You're in the black, right? Basically, unless you have a reason to keep it running. And that's kind of been what I've been doing for a long time, not knowing that, I've been leaving a lot of money on the table because there are other companies with much better margins than Teespring. Teespring might have to be one of the worst. And one of the craziest things about Teespring is that $12 margin, it comes in when you hit, say, 50 sales. So when you sell one shirt, two shirt, first of all, if you sell one or two shirts, it's not going to get printed unless you actually upload with the EPS, a whole bunch of stupid stuff that they're doing there. And they've yet to actually, as far as I know, make it so every art file can make goal of one, which is they're late. They're late on that. You shouldn't have a goal of 3. You shouldn't have to sell a certain amount of t-shirts to get your money and print. That's kind of old school. They're still falling behind on that, and the only adjustment they made is to make goal of 1 if you can upload EPS. So it's kind of, I don't really like that decision. I don't think it's a smart decision. I think it closes out a lot of sellers and drives them to competitors, and that's just how it is in business. And I've realized that recently, that this is business. So, like I said, they have a $6 tee. I mean, that can drive you margins of 16, 17, $18 for a t-shirt, guys. I mean, crazy, right? So you have a lot more wiggle room with your Facebook ads. If you get up to $12, you still have a good amount, $6, $7 in profit, right? So you're not sweating at $12 anymore. It's huge, right? You don't have to sell, again, you don't have to sell 3. If you sell 1, they print it, they send it, you get paid, right? Faster shipping, better quality, bigger margins. The answer is clear. CustomCat costs, but who cares, right? I'll talk about this early in the course, but who freaking cares? We're looking at making a lot of money here. So what is $37? What is that? What is that gonna do? Nothing, right? Nothing at all. It's going to be pennies to what you guys are going to be pulling in if you stick with this and really go hard with it. So I definitely wanted to discuss that part of the course because I think it's really, really important. It's a big shift into what I've been doing recently. I've been Mr. Loyalty to Teespring, and the smart business move is to go where the margins are higher, the quality is better, and the shipping times are faster. Now, with this here, with the possibility to advertise fast shipping, the higher quality and the basically just the good reviews for having high quality fast shipping and just allowing you to have such tremendous wiggle room as for the basic tee is just, it's mind-blowing to me. It's no reason, I can't find a reason not to change. So that's the suggestion, guys. Having all of this, having this available to you and then applying it with the TeeLIVE system is just an unfair advantage, okay? The $6 tees with CustomCat is a promotional thing, I think, right now, but I believe it's going to be going on until 2017. That's kind of the vibe I get. And if that's the case, I mean, you guys have months to just get out here and crush it, right? And have huge freaking margins, 16, 17 bucks for the basic tees, and bigger margins even with the other tees as well, 14, 50, You know, that's like the average margin outside of that, which is huge. You know, so I'm loving it personally. All right, so let's jump back here. We're at 8 o'clock. I wanted to keep this short so I don't have you guys holding on here. So TeeLIVE goes live to the public on July 2nd, 12th, and will be sold for $47 for the front end course, which is that PDF we just looked at there, 72 pages, including the video course as well. And it's going to be $97 for the live program, TeeLIVE Hustle, where I take that program, where I take that system, start from scratch, and show you guys how to work that thing the right way, you know, from nothing, finding everything, finding t-shirts, getting the design done, doing the targeting, putting up the ads, failing, losing, cutting, scaling, everything live on camera. That's going to be the upgrade for the regular folk, right? The regular folk. So for you guys aren't the regular folk. A lot of you guys have been with me for a long time. Even if you haven't been with me for a long time, I appreciate you showing up today, showing your support for what I have going on. And you guys are just as welcome as the guys that's been with me for the last 3 years. All right, for my list only, you can get TeeLIVE for a total of $47. All right, so essentially you're getting the live program free of charge. No, I'm not even, you know, I'm just knocking it off completely. And that's really the biggest part of everything. Seeing it happen, seeing it live. That's really what a lot of people are going to be after. And like I said, I wanted to give an option. I didn't want to force it. At first, I was just going to do a 147 kind of package for this and package everything up. But I want to give people the option. You know, do you want the course? Do you want a t-shirt selling system that's the best one out there? All right, here you go. You know, here's the course. It's a PDF. It's a video course. It'll get you where you need to be t-shirt wise. Do you want to see this t-shirt course, this t-shirt system live in action from the ground up? Okay, here's the TeeLIVE Hustle program. Okay, that's how it's going to work out for you guys. No upgrade, nothing. Okay, so it's just the front end actual PDF video course that you guys will have to cover. So that's it, guys. 8:03. I want to get you guys out of here. If you guys are interested in claiming your spot, you have to go to this crazy URL here, and I apologize for this. I will have this fixed by the time I do an encore call, but this is what I have to work with right now. So for some reason, my domain isn't, my TeeLIVE domain isn't working. So I will pop this in the box here for you guys, send to all, and that's it right there. Or you can take a look. It's not super crazy. Google help me out. The goo.gl/AF0IQE. Pretty ugly, but still pretty short, and the page should pop up. Okay, so that's going to show you the you know, my list only page for the special to get early bird, knocking off the 97 OTO, and just including everything for the $47 package. Okay, so included in everything will be a 72-page PDF explaining the entire system, the newest most updated t-shirt selling system that I've used today. I use it today. A video course breaking down each of the phases, you know, really showing visually how to master each of these phases and, you know, come out really a t-shirt selling master. That's the goal. And pretty much free access to the actual program, TeeLIVE Hustle, which is going to last for at least 30 days. At least 30 to 60 days I'm going to be in there launching shirts, finding winners, and showing you guys everything. And then afterward, I will be thinking about maybe turning it into a ongoing program and maybe like charging, I don't know, $17 a month or something for it. Something super affordable and easy to deal with, just to make it so everyone can get on board and follow what I have going on, because I believe this is going to be the most viable thing to ever hit the t-shirt market, because it's all visual, practical, seeing it with your own eyes, actually seeing the ups and downs, the losses. So you can see, it's not just you with failed campaigns. And, I go through issues as well. I go through times where I launch 10 campaigns and nothing sells as well. We're all human. But I know that the system that I follow allows me to have a very high success ratio compared to a lot of people in this industry. And I want to transfer that skill set to you guys. Okay, so for my retirement party, if you want to call it that, I really wanted to go all the way in and just give you guys what I know is needed in the marketplace. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up with a quick Q&A if you guys have them. If anything you guys got, shoot them if it has anything to do with the program, if it has anything to do with just selling t-shirts in general, if it has anything to do with Shopify, CustomCat, Teespring, Gearbubble, anything. If you guys have questions, pop them in the box and we will knock them out. Again, if you're ready to claim your spots, go to http, I don't know if you need that S there, // goo.gl. You guys see it. I posted in the box. Just click that link, go there, pick it up, claim your spot. You will be directed to the members area in which you will need to create your membership, and it will pop you right into the area we were just looking at, to where you can download the PDF, get started with it, take notes, read it 3 times, really look at the details. I'm talking about some powerful freaking stuff in there, so look at the details of what I'm saying. And I get to the point, my sentences are, I try to eliminate fluff words, so my sentences get to the point. It's like, all right, boom, this is what needs to be done. This is what you should focus on. Here's the problem most people are facing. Here's how to solve that problem, and it really gets into the details. All right, guys, so we'll go ahead and start with some questions here. All right, from Amir, you have launched many similar courses. Is there anything new on this course? Okay, so I've never really launched anything like this before, especially the live aspect of it, where I'm actually going to take the system and actually do everything from the ground up. But if you're talking about just the actual information, there's definitely something new in the information to learn. Okay, so specifically, one of the things that people love from me a lot is the way I do targeting, the way I build audiences. That's one of the things that has been changing as time moves on. Like, there's a lot of updates to the targeting technique that I use, extreme targeting, to make things a lot easier, to be able to find niche representatives a lot faster, to be able to find extremely super obsessed, passionate fans in any niche in the snap of a finger, and really extract data from them in the classic extreme targeting way. That's still the best way to target, guys, ever. There's no better way to target. And I'm sitting on an asset right now. Like, I have in my Trello board, I have all my niches. We talk about this in the course, but I have all of my niches in Trello. I have like the market. It'll say animals, and then their animals will say dogs, cats, pit bulls, huskies, turtles, sharks, whatever animal there is, right? And in the card, each card is the niche, and the board is just full of niches, right? And under each card, I have my interest on the back of the card. So it's like always there with me. If I go travel or whatever, I can still pull up my niche list. I can still see my interests. And I'm sitting on a golden asset right now of just the best interest for almost every niche, because I put in the work. And we talk about that in the course. I mean, you can literally master targeting and not have to worry about targeting again. You can take that moving part and remove it from your business, okay? And that'll be huge. It'll open up a lot of time to focus in on launching ads and finding new ideas, because targeting, building audiences, it's a time-consuming task. but it is extremely important. That's why I suggest, in the course of going through these phases and mastering it first and setting yourself up to win in the future. So you're at the point where you're sitting on an asset. You can go to Trello, open up your Trello, your niche interest board, and have 100 niches there and buyer related interests for each one of them on the back of your card, and have that everywhere you go. It's huge. And once you get to that point, you're not going to spend a lot of time doing targeting. So that's one of the things. I talk a lot about other specific parts of the tech of the system of in Commission Bubble, we focused on necklaces, right? That's what Pedro and Mariana sold. That's what their specialty was. But I'm a t-shirt guy, right? So there was a lot of stuff in there that just did not apply to t-shirts. So as time passes, time change, there's a lot of updates that happens that people don't get. They're not. I guess they're not connected to the right people, or whoever it is, they're not saying it. And even me, I don't update you guys enough about changes. That's one of the things that I want to start doing, moving on in my next jump into a new journey. But yeah, that's the answer to your question. There's a lot of new stuff in this course, and the actual live aspect is obviously brand new. No one's done it in the t-shirt space yet. Okay, and Beth says, Ezra, will this be about selling shirts on any particular platform? So answer that question. You don't have to listen to what I say in the course to say, hey, go do CustomCat. You can use Teespring, but given all of the data, why would you want to do that? There's this proof in the pudding. It's clear and obvious that CustomCat is going to be the way to go. So I definitely would recommend them. Never heard of CustomCat, just search for it and don't find their website. Okay. I'm not sure. It should be found at CustomCat.com. Let's see if we can get a hold of it. Yeah, it's CustomCat.com. All right. Are the TeeLIVE training recorded for replay later? Yes, definitely. I mean, if you're talking about the program, I'm gonna record everything live while I'm doing it, and then upload it to the members area as it's gonna be like uploads every day, every other day, something like that. Just pretty much updating every step of the process. And when ads go up, make sure you guys know exactly what's happening, what the CTR is in the beginning, how many sales are coming in, if sales are coming in, all the details there. What is a good budget to assume for a new design on a shirt? Now, pretty much going in, you're selling a shirt that's 25 bucks. You kind of want to put up 25 bucks to see what happens. So it's like 25 bucks per shirt that you put up is the maximum amount of money that you want to spend. And you don't want to go over that. You want to have a systematic approach to it. You want to follow a qualification system, and all that stuff is definitely inside the course. And you want to cut it off if it's not passing a certain qualification. So every shirt's not going to reach 25 bucks. I have a lot of shirts that suck so bad out the gate that my click-through rate is 0.3%, and I'm like, okay, this sucks, move, boom, saved me some money. You don't always have to spend all of that money, but on average, you're going to, if the CTR is looking good, your CPCs are low, you're going to want to spend up to 25 bucks to see if a sale comes in. If a sale comes in, you're still going to be in the negative, so you still kind of want to, you're still not in the free yet. You want to keep an eye on it. The ideal thing to happen is by the time you hit 25 spent, you want to have some kind of return on investment. That's really what's going to give you a good idea that your shirt may have some traction. Can I pay with credit card, not PayPal card? I mean, I'm pretty sure you can pay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can pay with your credit card. Like if you go to the page, on the JV Soup page, it should have a box that says pay with credit card. And regardless, I think you can pay with credit card with PayPal without having to have a PayPal account. All right, URL broken. Hope not. Let's see. I did post it up here. Oh, can't even get it. Let's see if the URL is broken. That would suck. Oh, it doesn't seem broken. Here's the page here. Check it again or try it in, maybe you can try it in a new tab or a hidden tab. I have a Shopify store that I spend a lot of time on. Can this work for any niche? Yeah, this can definitely work for any niche. It doesn't really matter what niche you're in or what niche you're interested in. In the course, I pretty much talk about how to build niche profiles for every niche that you get into, so you really know what kind of t-shirts they like to buy, which is the most important thing to know. That's the best data to have at your side. What kind of t-shirts do they like to buy? So all of that stuff is in the course. So it doesn't really matter what the niche is. It's just are you going to find products that they want to buy? And that's pretty much what we break down with the system. Is it good to still put Commission Bubble to action or just scratch that and follow this one only? Commission Bubble, like I said, is more based on necklaces. So if you're promoting necklaces, if you're more interested in promoting necklaces, then that's what I'd probably follow. There's a lot more necklace-based information in there. But if you want to just focus on t-shirts, which I do kind of recommend, I think they're easier to sell, honestly, in my opinion. Like I said, I want to do what's easiest. So I believe the easiest thing to do would be to focus on t-shirts. Is CustomCat only available with Shopify? I believe so. I don't think they have a native like third-party program. Another good thing about CustomCat as opposed to anyone else, specifically GearBubble, this is really cool, is that GearBubble, one of the things I don't like about GearBubble, especially like with using them for drop shipping, if you're going to use them for t-shirts, is when someone purchases a t-shirt from your Shopify store and you're connected with GearBubble as your fulfillment center, you get paid, right? And nothing happens on the back end. You have to, at the end of the day or at the end of a couple of days, you have to go to GearBubble, and then pay for everything there. You have to pay for your shipping, you have to pay for your material. So I think that kind of sucks, right? It's like, I don't really like to have money in my account and then go pay it out if it's possible to just have it taken out at the time. And then CustomCat does that. So when the sale comes in through your through your Shopify store and your fulfillment center, it's CustomCat. All that happens instantly. So they take their side, they give you your side, and you're paid the rest, which is definitely one of the key factors which made me really want to mess with CustomCat a lot more. Do you use AdLeap? No, I'm not sure what that is. I use AdEspresso. That's the only tool I use. Is Facebook relevant score going to be important to ad costs? Now, I don't really look at Facebook relevance. My Facebook, anytime I do get to look at it, is usually like 10 or 9. So I guess that means I'm kind of doing good. But I mean, that's not one of the metrics I look at. I look at CTR, CPC to a website, and CPC overall, CPM. But I don't really look at relevant score. Ralph Knapp. All right. I'm not sure, man. If you let me see. Try this here. Try this link here. It should work. It just worked for me. If not, you can email me or hit me up on hit me up on Skype, or I don't know. Here's my Skype. Ezra at Wig Marketing. So hit me up there maybe. Does CustomCat integrate with a Shopify website? Yes. Okay. Only 2 countries are listed in CustomCat, Canada and USA. For those based outside these countries who are unable to use PayPal, can we use the PayPal account of relatives based in the UK, for instance? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter where you live. You can still work with CustomCat as far as I know. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you live. So if you have problems with that, they're a pretty good customer service bunch over there. Just they do their customer service from their Facebook group. So if you look up the CustomCat Facebook group, you'll be able to find where to, or you can just post in there and they usually respond within 24 hours. Ralph, okay. No videos are available in phases. Just don't worry, Ian. Don't worry about that. The videos are they're about 80% done. I do have to cut the rest of the videos for the last 2 phases and get them uploaded. But I was waiting to have everything cut and then upload them, and you'll be seeing them in the next couple of days. Don't worry about that. But welcome aboard. How long will this be going on again? I'll be running the TeeLIVE program, the from scratch, build everything from scratch and up program for at least 30 to 60 days. No set time yet, and I'll keep everyone updated. Copy and paste the URL, try it twice, typing it twice. Yeah, here, I did paste it in there, but here you go. Again, guys, hope everyone gets that. I'm sorry about, this is, I'm sorry about the stupid URL here. I'll have that fixed if you guys pay attention to your emails. Could I sell shirts on eBay and fulfill through CustomCat? No, I don't think so. I think CustomCat has to directly connect to Shopify's API so you can have the fulfillment connected, so all that stuff that happens instantly can happen, and Shopify can go in and actually fulfill your order. So if there's a reason, is there a reason that you don't want to use Shopify? Both, with both you can have a free trial, by the way. For Shopify, it's a 21-day trial, I think. With CustomCat, it is a 30-day trial. So, no, and CustomCat, I don't think you even need to put in a credit card or anything like that. So you can get started and have 30 days to crush with the system. And it's, I'm going to try all of my power to make sure that the majority of you guys are at the point within 30 days where you can pay CustomCat. Like, that's going to be the least of your worries. All right. Welcome, Avi. Welcome in. Thanks for joining. James Cooks, thanks for joining, man. Did you check out Trex WP and rule it out? I'm not sure what Trex WP is. Doug, is that a different kind of selling platform? I'm not sure. I got in with the link you're displaying. Thanks. All right. Yeah, tell them to copy and paste your link. Okay, yeah. Yeah, copy and pasting will it should definitely bring it up. I will definitely have the actual real link in the replay that I send out and in the encore call and the emails that I send. Okay, Ralph is in. Cool. Awesome. Welcome aboard. Thanks, man. Things change so much with Facebook. Will you allow us to pay for updates ongoing into the future? Next week could change the whole game, like name shirts. Yeah, I will continue updating you guys. That's the beauty of the live aspect of the program. It's like, we're live. It's not really going to be like everything else. I'm going to show you what's happening now, and you're going to see that happen. You're going to see me finding the concepts, starting from scratch and where neither one of us are going to know which concepts will fail or which will go on to succeed, but we'll watch it happen. And if changes happen, if Facebook ads changes roll out, you'll see me have to deal with that. So definitely I will be keeping everyone updated on any Facebook changes. I'm definitely one of the guys that tries to stay on the cutting edge of those changes. I sell in my niche on eBay, so adding shirts there would be nice. Okay, yeah, I just don't think it will work as a fulfillment center the way it does with Shopify. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you have to be connected with the Shopify API to have all of the fulfillment handled for you. Are you using Shopify over Facebook fan pages? No, no. We definitely have to use the Facebook fan pages to set it up. You know, you have to set up your ad on a fan page to get the ads up and running, and then you link to your Shopify store, right? So, you know, setting up the Shopify store, all of that stuff will definitely be going over in the live aspect of it, and making sure that it's, you know, you have your store set up where they trust you, which is pretty easy. And especially with the ability to advertise fast shipping is going to be super easy. So we'll go over all that stuff. But yeah, Shopify and Facebook fan pages are separate. You use both of them pretty much. All right, welcome Kim. Thanks for joining. Steve, thanks for joining. Jason, thanks. Welcome. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys getting on today. Is there any last questions? I'm not rushing or anything. If you have any last questions, go ahead and pop them in now, and we can get them taken care of. We still have 51 people on, so it's pretty good. If you guys want to just kind of like hang out, that's cool with me. But if you have any kind of questions, go ahead and pop them in there. Go over here and take a look at this course again for the 51 people that are just chilling. How about we take a look at the course here? So like I said, 71 pages, guys. I mean, it's 72 pages. It's pretty huge here. And here's the moving parts that I was talking about. Let's look at this. So look for someone who can help you focus. There are a lot of moving parts of the t-shirt game. Here's a quick glance at all of the moving parts. So this is Teespring. I mean, this is the game, the t-shirt game right here. You have to find niches. You have to research niches, you know, building niche profiles. You have to find t-shirt ideas. You have to get them designed. You have to launch the campaigns on Teespring, Gearbubble, or Shopify, whatever platform you're using. You have to create ad banners. You have to create fan pages. You have to create the post on that fan page for the promotion so you can launch the ads from that post. You have to do targeting, you know, building your audiences. You have to launch the ads. You have to cut the ads that are performing poorly. You have to scale the ads that are performing great. You have to interpret data, and you have to engage with comments and shares. This is the main moving parts of the t-shirt business here. And can you just imagine trying to do all of these at once and turn it into a 6-7-figure business? It's going to be a little hard to do that because your attention is just sprayed out all over the place and you don't have any kind of focus. So what we talk about is your moving parts. This is what you need to focus on right here. And anything else should be handled by someone else. And I know this is a touching topic. People don't like to hire. People are scared to hire. But what I say to that is people are scared to get rich. If you don't want to hire, then you don't want to get rich. And it doesn't take you hiring a big, 5-person team. Just having someone there to help you just handle all of these moving parts is important, whether it's and like I said here, you don't have to hire someone on payroll. You don't have to go find someone on online jobs.ph and pay them every month and have that on payroll, which you shouldn't worry about. But I know some people want to limit the risk. So you can go to Fiverr and get spot people to spot help you. And, I go to Fiverr all the time to get things handled that I just don't want to do. And it gets done like that. And people underestimate Fiverr. You can get a lot done on Fiverr. There's a lot of experts on Fiverr I see people doing things all the time that they do not need to be doing, that they could have got done for $5 on Fiverr instead of spending 18 hours scratching their heads, right? So these are the moving parts that we want to focus on, that we want to master. As the t-shirt guy, as the owner of the t-shirt business, you still want to keep your head in finding niches, finding the t-shirt ideas, building the audiences slash targeting, launching the ads, cutting ads, um, scaling the ads, and interpreting data. So that's a lot easier to handle than the rest of those. Some of these are, they go hand in hand with each other. Cutting and scaling happens at the same time. Well, cutting, scaling, and interpreting data kind of happens at the same time. So it's not a lot, moving down here to let's look at my schedule here. Somewhere around here. All right, so look at the schedule here. This is just for, context, so you guys can know what I'm doing when I'm focusing 100% of my time on t-shirts and how simple my day is. Look, wake up at 5:45, morning routine, meeting with team. 6:55, I'm checking my Facebook ads, and I scale anything that's performing. Okay, 7:15, that's when the day really starts. I start adding ideas to the concept list. So I'm looking for ideas. I'm looking for ideas based on everything that we talk about in the concept, mastering the concept phase, buyer emotions qualification, the themes, everything. That's what I'm doing here for 1 full hour, right? And one thing for 1 full hour. And I use this timer here to keep me in check. Okay, so that once that goes off and the time is clicking, is it clicking? Yes, it is. Once that's clicking, I don't do anything unless it's this, right? Anything. I don't open a new tab if it's not necessary. I don't text. I don't look at Facebook. Anything, right? So let's see here. Adding ideas to concept list. I take a 5-minute break. Again, adding ideas to concept list. 2 hours. Then I'm launching approved shirts on the list. Launching ads. So look what we have here so far. Finding ideas, launching ads. Here, building audiences. Okay? Finding ideas, launching ads, building audiences, launching ads, checking Facebook ads. My entire day is based on finding ideas, building audiences, launching ads, and that's pretty much how I have it set up. So this is like the ideal schedule, the ideal system to follow here. And I know this is really tight knit, like I say here, but Ezra, I do not want to follow such a tight knit specific schedule like this. That's just crazy, right? So a lot of people won't like to follow something like this, and that's okay. Do what you want to do, but I'm letting you know what I did. Someone that actually did it from the ground up. Okay, I didn't have a ton of money getting started with Teespring. I didn't have endless money to burn with Teespring. Okay, so I want you to know what I'm doing current day, every single day, and what that leads to the success that I'm seeing. And all you have to do is replicate it. Okay, and replicate it as much as you can. You don't have to follow this system, this schedule here exactly. Like I said here, I don't follow it exactly. I have to sneak in different meetings and coaching calls and stuff like that. So it's not written in stone or anything like that. But following this schedule, I get up 10 shirts a day, right? 10 quality ones, because I'm focused on only 3 things. I'm only focused on things that's making me money. So that's really a big part of the system, really figuring out what's making you the money and trying to focus in on mastering those moving parts. Are your designers mostly from Fiverr? No designers from Fiverr. I don't think Fiverr holds any real talent as far as designers go. Honestly, I've seen some crap designers on Fiverr. I suggest going to onlinejobs.ph to look for designers. That's where I suggest all of my coaching students to go. And although it takes them, testing people out to find a good designer, they have to go through a few designers to find a good one. That's just the name of the game, but they always end up finding a great designer. I literally have a couple students who have designers that are better than anyone on my team, and that kind of makes me mad. But you can find some real talented designers on onlinejobs.ph for a very, very reasonable price. So no Fiverr. I don't think they have the talent, but Online Jobs definitely has the talent to get it done. Ezra just joined. About the course, is it just PDF or are there videos? Okay, yeah, there's a PDF, the one we're looking at right now, and videos that will actually be in the phase columns, but they're just not uploaded yet. Okay, so you guys are in super early, very, very first in. So those will be uploaded in the next few days, okay? And that looks like that's it. We're over, it's 8:36. I didn't know that. So we're over 36 minutes, and we still have 50 people here waiting around. I appreciate you guys. I mean, I feel like you guys still have questions if you guys are just chilling around, but let me know if you guys have any questions. For now, here's the link again. Let me go ahead and pop it in one last time for everyone. So just copy and paste it. Once again, I'm sorry for the rinky-dink setup there. I will have that fixed. So if you want to wait for me to have it professionally fixed to where you have an actual link, you can wait. That's fine. But I thank you guys for showing up today. I really hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you got some value. Is the PDF available now? Yes, it is. All you have to do is click the link in there that says download TeeLIVE PDF and devour it. Take notes, read it 3 times, and really pay attention to the details. All right, guys. Thanks again. I don't see any more questions. So I hope you guys have a good night. Hope to see you on the inside of TeeLIVE. That's it. All right, guys, hit me up on Skype if you have any questions, and my Skype ID is Ezra@wickmarketing.com, and I will send it right now. Wait, that's a typo there. Ezra@wickmarketing.com. Boom. All right, sent. Do we really have 6 days? Last question before we go. 6 days before the program begins. So I don't think I'm going to take the special away from you guys to where I'm knocking off the entire upsell of the program. I think I'm going to leave that up, but I'm not quite sure yet. So if you have any issue with that, if you're not going to be able to get in within 6 days, just hit me up. Just put in my Skype. I'm always on Skype, so if you guys have any questions. Oh, that was my email. That wasn't my Skype. Ezra. Wait, that wasn't my Skype. Hold on, guys. My Skype is Wick Marketing. I did that before, too. Wick Marketing Ezra. There you go. There's my Skype. All right, guys. Thanks again for showing up. Have a great night, and I will see you guys on the inside of TeeLIVE. I'm super excited to get this started, and I'll see you guys on the inside. Have a good night. Bye.